Waits. Visit steamboat.com. And by Triple Crown Sports. Destination locations, signature memories, professional staff. Get in the game at triplecrownsports.com.
It's time to tip it off in the championship contest of the Cancun Challenge. We are in Cancun at the Moon Palace, and the lineups are being presented now inside the basketball room. Good crowd assembled of Hawkeyes and Shockers fans. Let's see who we're going to have on the court to get this thing started for Iowa. At a guard, Gasell. It'll be White, McCabe, Marble, and Woodbury. Starting lineup for the Hawkeyes. Hall, Arupe, Armstead, Wessel, and Baker for Wichita State. 3 seniors, a sophomore, and a freshman for Wichita State on the floor. Coach, we talked about the stars a few moments ago, but how about the X factors in tonight's game?
2 guys who bring energy and excitement off the bench. For Wichita State, it's Cleanthony excuse me a second there. 2-time National Junior College Player of the Year, 8 points, 9 rebounds last night. And Nelson Basabi, the junior who originally signed at Siena, came to Iowa when Fran McCaffrey came, was big last night, 11 points, 5 rebounds.
This is great. We've got the chant of Let's Go Shocks and the chant of Let's Go Hawks. So if the players just let it all blend, it feels like the entire crowd's cheering for you. A tight environment here in the Galactic Ballroom at Moon Palace. You see head coach Fran McCaffrey on the bench. We'll talk about our coaches as we get underway. The tip is tapped and we are into the offensive set for Iowa. First possession to the Hawkeyes.
Iowa will need to have a lot of people movement to negate the physicality of Wichita State on the defensive end. People movement, ball movement, a key for the Hawkeyes on this end.
Mike Gasell missed the shot to start things off, and Wichita State pulls it down. Armstead to Baker. Wichita State in the designated home white uniforms. We're neutral, of course, in Cancun, but the home team, Wichita State, with the ball in the white. Iowa in the road blacks. Armstead working on Gasell, the 2 players coach talked about moments ago, and the first victory of a small battle in the war goes to Armstead. Malcolm scores, had a great game last night, as did Gasell. Enjoyed the friendly confines, the tight confines of the Galactic Ballroom. White to McCabe, and swatted away. Arupe, big block.
The big 7-footer from 3 Rivers.
Hime Arupe. Early defensive presence. The shot no good for Baker. Had a good look at a 3. Up come the Hawkeyes. Trailing 2-0. Floater, no good. Carl Hall grabbed the board. Armstead going to push it 1-on-2, and he'll shoot free throws.
Malcolm Armstead goes right to work against the freshman Gasell. Little crossover, and shows that he's a little ambidextrous. And then Arupe, the seldom used senior, comes over from weak side and erases a mistake.
Lefty free throw up and good for Malcolm Armstead from Florence, Alabama. Chipola Junior College, the senior Armstead.
Both teams made free throws, will jump into full court pressure, so expect Wichita State right now to pick up full. Armstead hawking Gasell.
Watching back home, keep an eye on the crowd tonight. Probably see some faces you know if you're a Shockers fan or a Hawkeyes fan. Got a good contingent right now. The fans behind the Wichita State bench are on their feet and happy. Hawkeyes fans, just kind of waiting to settle things in. They're waiting for something to get them up and cheering. Wessel to Armstead. Bounces in. And the pass trickles through the paint. Arupe threw it away off a couple of sets of hands. Iowa takes it. Marble spots up and missed the shot. Landed the pass. Looked good. Didn't strike. Armstead down to Hall. Carl Hall against White. Good defense. And a denial by Aaron White.
Both ends of the floor. You better come in strong or don't come at all.
McCabe, shot fake, got Wessel up. Now McCabe slips down. Baker to the floor. Armstead to the floor. And Armstead taking a minute. He's going to get up, and he's staggered just a bit. But he's going to make it on down the floor. There's a championship on the line tonight. There's a trophy waiting to be claimed. Both teams coming out with energy, and Wichita State coming out with a couple of buckets first. Wild shot by Baker, no good. Arupe out to Wessel. Shot clock at 7. Shot clock at 5. Noise picking up. Shot clock at 1. Armstead beats the buzzer, no good. White with a lane to the basket, cut off by Arupe. Here's a foul and free throws for the Hawkeyes.
Young guys, if you're feeding the post, this is a bad angle unless you can see both shoulders and the chest for the postman. Right there, Aaron White needed to take 1 dribble, 2 dribbles down towards the baseline, get a better angle to take away that defensive player.
Here's Aaron White, free throw good for the sophomore from Strongsville. Changes on the floor now for each side. Fred Van Vliet has checked in for Wichita State, along with Cleanthony Early and Demetric Williams in the game. Free throw good. Woodbury's out there with Gasell and White. Marble on the floor. And new face Nelson Basabi just checked in.
Full court pressure by Iowa. Just a safety press, looking to see if you'll get sloppy. Gasell a little late on arrival.
Second foul charged to Iowa.
You can see Gasell just a step behind the play, causes the contact. Good shielding of the body by Baker to make Gasell commit the foul.
Josh Oglesby checks in. Gasell checks out with 1 foul on the stats. They've got 2 on the board. Just 1 foul in the stats marker. The other one went to McCabe. And a whistle now on the other end. Ron Baker, guilty of the foul. His first, and 2 fouls committed by Wichita State. Baseline inbound for Iowa. Oglesby off the glass, too soft. Marble left alone, so he'll try it, and he's got it. 3-point basket for Devin Marble. And the Iowa fans now rise up with something to cheer about, a 1-point lead. Van Vliet handling the ball for the Shockers. Gets separation, but passes away to Williams. Baker. Front iron, no good. Early, no good. Tries again. And Carl Hall over the back of Nelson Basabi. Iowa now moving into the front position. They'll have the ball.
Best time to shoot a 3. Offensive rebound. Marble on the pick out. The junior Deadeye.
Go from distressed to de-stressed on an ultimate all-inclusive getaway to Palace Resorts. Stunning locations with sugar-soft beaches, pampering spas, sumptuous dining, and unparalleled
Stages of the Cancun Challenge Championship game. Iowa 5, Wichita State 4. Teams huddling, preparing for the next round of action from the Moon Palace in Cancun. Thad Anderson, Rich Zavosik, glad you're with us on this Thanksgiving Eve. Hope you're near family and able to enjoy yourself the next couple of days. Head coach Fran McCaffrey, 500th career game as a head coach. Congratulations to Coach McCaffrey on a healthy run at the head coaching level. Go ahead bucket right here, Coach.
Well, Devin Marble has the time, he takes his time. Very important if you're a shooter. If you are open, don't rush it. He got his feet set. Defense is late on arrival, but Marble is straight on for the delivery.
That was ruled a 3, foot right near the line. Officials gave it an arm raise, a 2-arm raise for the 3-point conversion. Let's check that toe again. Tough to see from this angle. He was right on the edge. 3 in the books.
What a pure jump shot.
Fran McCaffrey, we just noted his 500th career head coaching game. 17 seasons as a head coach. 3 at Lehigh, 6 at UNC Greensboro, 5 at Siena. 3 decades of D1 coaching experience, 11 years as an assistant at Notre Dame. A lot of good background, and Fran McCaffrey carving out a heck of a career.
The only active coach to have taken 3 mid-majors to the NCAA tournament, Lehigh, UNC Greensboro, and a great run at Siena. As you mentioned, he was an assistant at Notre Dame, went there with Digger Phelps, and then spent 8 years with John McLeod, the former NBA coach.
Iowa to inbound the basketball. Coach McCaffrey checking things out. Iowa the 1-point lead and a chance to score here. And a reach-in foul. Demetric Williams quickly raises his hand, knows he got a piece of the ball handler.
If you're Iowa, you must always be aware of the offside defender. One thing that Wichita State does not hesitate to do is run and go after the basketball. You can see Williams on that last one get a piece of the hand, but he was going for the steal.
Demetric, a career-high 18 points last night in the victory that propelled his team to this championship. White over defense. Missed it, but Iowa tries again, and Marble. Look out, if Devin gets going, it's trouble.
Now he's got a nose for the basketball, picks up another loose rebound, puts it back.
Couple of rebounds and 5 points in the first 5 minutes and change for Devin Marble, the junior from Southfield, Michigan.
Iowa doing a good job thus far on Carl Hall, the man of the hour.
We'll grab a foul from 7'1" Adam Woodbury, the freshman postman, picks up the foul. That's something that, especially with a freshman coach, and he's had some games where he's picked up a couple of quick ones. Is that the approach? Just go right at him so you can get him in trouble?
Yeah, exactly right. And the one thing that Carl Hall knows how to do as well as any post guy in the country is he knows how to use his shoulders and make contact with the defender. And sometimes when you make the contact, it brings the arms down, hence the foul.
You can tweet yourself into the game. Use hashtag Cancun Hoops. Fans, players, coaches tweeting from the beaches and bleachers. We're tweeting courtside. You can get in the game using hashtag Cancun Hoops. I'd like to get your comments on that hashtag Cancun Hoops about who you think should be part of the all-tournament team and or MVP of this Cancun Challenge. Get your opinion out there. Who have you seen, especially if you saw last night's games here on CBS Sports Network? A variety to choose from. Talent on the floor both ways. Iowa and Wichita State. 1-point lead for the Hawkeyes. Oglesby inside to Woodbury, who has 1 foul. Oglesby. Deep 3 is good. Sophomore out of Cedar Rapids, Josh Oglesby in off the bench as Mike Gasell picked up a couple of quick fouls. Oglesby true on the 3. Ten to 6, Iowa defending now against Armstead with the ball.
Wichita State showing excellent patience.
Williams follows early into the lane and then kicks it back out. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now down to 5. Armstead creates over the 7-footer. And the shot clock expires. Basketball to Iowa.
Basketball 101, Iowa Hawkeye style. They swing it, Woodbury with a good seal. And when the double team comes, he kicks it out to the shooter, Oglesby, who drains it.
Marble, right wing, now back the lane, and an offensive foul. Pushed off and was called for it.
Good call by the official. Good sell job by Williams. Marble pushes off. He stepped on his foot. I believe that's why Williams fell. But once Williams hit the deck, it was an easy call for the official.
First foul for Devin Marble. 4 fouls each side. Each team with those 4 on the board now. Wichita State down 4, now still down 4, but a whistle on that shot attempt. And the foul comes against the Hawkeyes, Melson Basabi.
Our 2 X-Factor guys battling it out. Lee Anthony early, able to draw the contact from Basabi.
Basabi's first early at the line. Great all-around game last night from Lee Anthony early. McCabe will check in along with May for Iowa. Woodbury and White checking out.
Wichita State will jump into their press on a made free throw. We'll show you a variety of looks out of their full court pressure.
Lee Anthony early, a couple of free throws. Carl Hall is checking out for Coach Greg Marshall. And in comes Ahime Arupe. Early, those 2 free throws good. Last night, a season-high 9 boards against DePaul. Into the forecourt, May had it, handed off to Marble. Shockers fans want to travel. Instead, Oglesby will over the top, a 3-point shot out of bounds. And it's Shockers basketball. Greg Marshall on that Wichita State sideline, 6th year at Wichita State and 15th year overall, the reigning coach of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference.
He knows nothing but winning. Was an assistant at John Kress, or for John Kress at college at Charleston, and then took over a Winthrop program, went to the NCAAs, and then did the same at Wichita State.
Lee Anthony early is feeling it early. A couple of free throws and now a 3. He's an X-factor, as you mentioned, Coach. And that's a great sign for the Shockers if he's going to do that tonight. McCabe wanted to find some offense early. Stop that effort. Oglesby back out to McCabe. May on the baseline. McCabe finds his way open, but the shot blocked by Arupe. Second block right at the rim by Arupe. Early again. And the tongue hanging out. And that causes Coach Fran McCaffrey to say timeout. Through 5 contests leading into tonight, including last night's game in Cancun, Lee Anthony early was 1 for 12 from 3-point land. That's comes out to 8%.
And Thad, here's what happens. He's making the transition from junior college to Division I level. He's asked to do things he's never done before, like defend as hard as he can. And he's adjusted, and now his offensive game is picking up as well.
And the confidence is there. You saw the tongue hanging out, a little tongue wag after the 3-point bomb. He's feeling good. Marble answers with the 3. It might get fun here, Coach.
Last night, both teams struggled shooting the basketball from the perimeter. I think we're going to see a different story tonight. They're warming up in the ballroom.
Early with 8 points for Wichita State. Marble with 8 for his Hawkeyes. And it's a 14-13 count. Shockers up 1 with the basketball. The Valley against the Big Ten tonight in this championship matchup. As we noted earlier, the 2nd straight year at the Cancun Challenge, the Missouri Valley has met the Big Ten for the title. Armstead beats the shot clock and missed it. Wessel vying for the rebound, but May had inside position. Evan Wessel, the sophomore, gave it a shot. Good work by Eric May. And Iowa down by 1, working on things during this break at the Cancun Challenge.
Why did you come?
It leads by 1 over Iowa. You know, the 3 always looks glamorous, but it's not always the way it works out.
If you go to a Wichita State practice, you'll see this play run. It is screen-to-screener action. Early screens, sets a good one. His man helps, and because of that, he's able to come off the screen wide open and takes advantage with a deep three.
You get to look good if you're willing to work hard in that offensive set, and credit Jaime Arupe for setting the top screen that left early wide open. If he's feeling it, they'll be screening all night for him.
Well diagrammed play, well executed.
McCabe gives it back to the trigger man. That was Oglesby still in there. Mike Cassell has a long sit going on here with his 2 fouls that he picked up right out of the gates in this game. Oglesby logging big first half minutes. Marlowe's been the scorer so far. He lost this one. Arupe grabs the loose ball. Armstead runs away from the screen and missed the lay-in. Melson Basabi up top. Basabi, a season-high 11 points last night. That was Oglesby on the trigger, missed it, and a foul. Basabi fouls on the rebound as Arupe pulled it in. Carl Hall back on the floor now for Wichita State.
Both coaches will use their entire roster. Brandon Caffrey talked at the outset of the year that he was going to play 10 players. He's true to his word as he's using all 10. And Greg Marshall and Wichita State has some of the best bench players in the country. Tremendous depth.
Both teams have used 10 players in all 5 of their games so far this year. Armstead. Baker's open. Just a little off on the shot so far for Baker. Ron missed that one. McCabe working against Hall. Will come outside now. May around to White. Fakes the 3. Drives on Arupe. Swatted away and a foul. Foul call against Wichita State.
Okay.
Evan Wessel picks it up.
As Marble is coming up, you can see Armstead raising his hand. He's signaling he needs a breather. And that's trust between a player and a coach. Because it's the trust that the player knows that his coach will put him back in if he tells him that he's tired. And Greg Marshall seeing the arm raised. He gets a sub in for Malcolm Armstead. Armstead gets a quick blow, and he'll be back in before you know it.
Yeah, for Armstead, he just picked up his second personal foul, so he's in the same boat that his counterpart Mike Gasell is in. 2 fouls each for Armstead and Gasell. 6 fouls each team. The next foul calls will lead us into the bonus situation. To midcourt and a backcourt violation. Carl Hall caught it on the offensive side, the front court, and then stepped to the backcourt.
Here's inexperienced play. Iowa jumps him on a full court pressure situation. We've got a lot of new guys for Wichita State, and the over and back as Carl Hall doesn't establish before he comes in the backcourt.
Oh, midcourt inbound, Aaron White tosses to Clemens. That's Anthony Clemens, the freshman, handling the basketball now for the Hawkeyes. White has laid off the 3 tonight, and he'll be fouled as Arupe swatted another one, but it came after the contact. Carl Hall has 2 fouls. 7 fouls committed by Wichita State. They trail by 1 with White at the line. Aaron White, 69% free throw shooter prior to that stroke. Back into the game is Cleanthony Early. He'll replace the 2 foul-plagued Carl Hall. A do-si-do in the lane. Switch the rebounding spots for Arupe and Early. White hammers it home, 17-14 on the makes by Aaron White. The 2 fouls for Wessel for Wichita State, 2 for Hall. And they've now adjusted Armstead. They've actually got Armstead down for none. The scoreboard here had him for 2 after a recent call. So we got that adjusted. And so back that off. Take the fouls away from Armstead.
Iowa showed him a different press and then falls back into a 3-2.
Cotton, it's Takale Cotton with the rebound in the basket. Cotton just into the game. The sophomore is effective. Iowa still outside the arc, not able to get the ball inside. Shockers on the floor, and finally the whistles come. Should have a tie-up call. We do. Tie up, and the arrow takes it down the Shockers end.
Great hustle by Cotton coming from that weak side. Weak side wing doesn't block out. Cotton takes advantage of it.
Takale Cotton to inbound the ball. Ron Baker closest to him. Demetric Williams across the court. Anthony Early and Ahime Arupe, the 5 on the floor for Wichita State. Midcourt pressure by May, Clemens, Oglesby, White, Woodbury in for Iowa.
Iowa's going to drop back into that 3-2 matchup zone anytime they press three-quarter court. The way you beat it is skip it and shoot it.
No good for Takale Cotton. Here come the Hawkeyes. May fouled on his way to the basket. Strong move here at Iowa, and the 3rd year as McCaffrey through his coaching career has proven that to be a big year.
I think in year 3, you know, you've had an opportunity to put in your philosophy and you know, little by little recruit the kind of players that you want to our style. Fortunately, when I got to Iowa, we had some good players there. We didn't have a ton of them, but we had a pretty good core group of players that we could work with, and then we had players each year. So now by year 3, we've got a full complement of 13 guys that can help us.
Speaking of threes, Siena, when Coach McCaffrey was there, the only program in the country to win its regular season and postseason title 3 years in a row. That was Coach McCaffrey's last 3 years at Siena. Finished strong with the program and made the move to Iowa City. He will send Devin Marble off the bench to the score table to check in, and that free throw by May will allow Marble to get in the game. And he will replace Eric May, who just made a great move to the rim. Strong move. And he will check out Will May.
One of the things that Fran McCaffrey has done since his arrival is he's closed the borders. He's gotten the best players at Iowa in the state to stay home.
Armstead down to the left corner. They'll work it back out. Eric May just made that free throw. Coach, you ever have a player who knew the sub was coming in for him, so he missed the free throw on purpose so he'd stay in the game?
They would never admit it. Good push to the baseline.
Early, no good on the 3. And running through the rebound is Clemens. To the rim. No good on the try by Pat Ingram. Ingram, a freshman out of Indianapolis, into this contest. Scoring some first half minutes. Inbound play. Clemens to Woodbury. Ingram runs over the top, not open. Now he'll back off and get the ball. And they'll reset it to Marble to create here on the offense.
Marble's one of the most versatile players in the Big Ten. He can play 3 different positions.
Long possession for Iowa, under 10 seconds on their shot clock. Marble missed it. And the bouncing rebound to Cleanthony Early. Quickly down the floor, and a flush for 2. Wichita State, Shockers at the rim. It's Nick Wiggins on the jam.
Both of these teams are very opportunistic in transition. If you don't get back, you get burned.
White managed to get rid of the ball. Good job by White not to travel. Woodbury spins, missed it. Wiggins grabs the board. Nick Wiggins working both ends of the floor. Armstead will draw the foul from Anthony Clemens. And bonus free throws on tap.
Armstead keeps his head up. Wiggins runs the floor and gets the flush as Iowa late in transition. Wiggins makes him pay.
First foul committed by Anthony Clemens. In for Wichita State. Taking a rebound block is Shadrach Lufiel, who I don't think we saw last night, Coach. Getting a couple of new faces in this championship game tonight. There's a foul on the free throw miss.
Now, Lufiel has been battling some nagging injuries, and the coaching staff at Wichita State feel like he's going to be able to give them some quality minutes in the interior and be a better offensive player than perhaps a Rupe.
9 fouls committed by Wichita State. 1-1 here for Woodbury. Rolled out the front end. Cotton grabbed it. Armstead fires it down to Wiggins, who cuts through the baseline left side and scores. How about some explosiveness from Nick Wiggins?
You better get back to the basket if you're playing Wichita State.
That explosive surge comes from his mom, Marita, 21-time NCAA All-American, 2 silver medals at the 84 Games for Canada. His dad, Mitchell, also an honorable mention All-American at Florida State and a first-round draft pick of the Pacers. So Nick Wiggins, both parents in the Florida State Athletic Hall of Fame. Wiggins starring in the first half for the Shockers. Shadrach Lufiel picks up his second foul, and is he a minute yet on the court here? He's been whistled twice now. First free throw up and in for Pat Ingram. Palace Resorts invites you to live in awe with extraordinary new offerings, acclaimed entertainment, superior amenities, and over-the-top guest experiences that are truly awe-inclusive. PalaceResorts.com. Ingram missed the second. 1 of 2 on the visit, and we have a tie game. Nearing 15 minutes into this championship contest. Nothing has been decided at all. 20-20.
Both coaches going deep into their bench. Ingram in for Iowa, Lufiel in for Wichita State.
Seven seconds, now 5 seconds on the shot clock. Armstead to create. Thought about passing it, shot it instead. I think that was going to go in, and early got up and got called.
Now the question is, did he pull his hand away? You can't tell from that angle, but I'm going to give the official the benefit of the doubt. He had a better view than I did. But what a great move by Armstead to get the shot off before the shot clock.
Marble stumbles through the lane as he draws contact. Foul, Malcolm Armstead, again his first foul earlier. The board had him for 2, but that's been corrected. So for those who might have heard that and been concerned, not to fear Shockers fans, Armstead just the 1 foul. Marble missed it. Already 8 points in this game. That was his first free throw try. And he'll do it again. Better on the second one, and Iowa takes a 1-point lead.
Iowa will show the 3-quarter press. Look for them to fall back into their 3-2 zone.
Well handled by Armstead. The trust is there from the Shockers. They cleared out and let Armstead get through both defenders. And they did it seamlessly.
Attacking his zone, you got to push the ball to the baseline, push the defense back on their heels.
In the corner. Wiggins no good. Early up, big and tall. Lost at Oglesby to White. Swatted away. There is Shadrach Lufiel. 6'9" junior. who didn't start playing basketball until his junior year of high school. And he's playing some basketball now.
This is great running the floor in transition by LaFille. The big fellow went rim to rim to take away White's opportunity.
In comes Fred Van Vliet replacing Malcolm Armstead. Ron Baker also heading to the scorer's table. And he will replace Takale Cotton. You know, it's interesting here, Coach, that Shadrach LaFille and Nick Wiggins, who didn't see big time last night or any time in LaFille's case, they played together or were together and became friends at Vincennes College. So you put them both on the floor together, they've probably got a comfort level that helps each other as they play in this championship.
Well, Vincennes Junior College, one of the premier junior colleges throughout the last few decades. But Dad, the one thing about this game that is so good for both teams is this is a high-level competitive. It was definitely a foul on Woodbury.
Changed the free throw shooter. We got Nick Wiggins stepping to the line, 6'6" junior. Missed it, and Oglesby grabs the rebound. Under 4 minutes to go. First half. Oglesby tries it again, and this time he'll get it. Three-point basket for the Hawkeyes off the hand of Josh Oglesby.
Dead ball situations are where coaches earn their money. Great set play out of the dead ball.
Oglesby 2 for 3 on three-point tries. Foul call and a single bonus.
You can see the pick and pop, and then Marble screens for Oglesby. You run that practice or that play in practice time after time after time so you get the feel, and Oglesby makes it a great play when he knocks it down.
Oglesby's first foul sends Baker to the line, and Ron Baker good on shot one. He'll shoot again. Everything from here on out now will be double bonus.
Ron Baker, a redshirt freshman, paid his own way to Wichita State last year. A very good high school quarterback for his football team at Scott City as well.
24-22 after the most recent free throw connection. Iowa up by 2. And Iowa with the basketball in the black uniforms.
The freshman Anthony Clemens has done a very good job, as well as Ingram off the bench, filling in for a foul-plagued Gasell.
Oglesby again, his third three of the first half.
Oglesby shooting like he did against Gardner-Webb.
13 points in that contest. Oglesby already up to 9 points here in the first half. Van Vliet is fouled by Marble. Second foul for Devin Marble. Both teams at 10 committed. Fred Van Vliet to the free throw line. .80% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game. Missed badly on the first one. Steamboat Springs, Colorado is Ski Town, USA. Champagne powder awaits. Visit steamboat.com. Check out steamboat.com. Find your way up the Thunderhead Lodge, the top of the gondola. Ski your way down Mount Werner in Steamboat. Steamboat.com, the web address. Van Vliet cleans it up and knocks down the second free throw. Good looking stroke on the second one. Armstead will check in, replacing Van Vliet. Cotton and Baker in there early. And Arupe for Wichita State. Clemens, White, Olashaney in for Iowa. Oglesby and Ingram. And now a whistle in the backcourt. Wichita State nearly took it away. Instead, they give away the foul, and it's early. First foul for Cleanthony Early.
When you are a pressing team What you don't want to do is foul in the backcourt because it rewards the offensive team. And you can see Early is hustling like crazy, a loose ball, and he gets to reach in foul. That's a situation where the official is about at 7 on the 10-second call. No need to reach. Pull your hands back, and you got a shot at a 10-second violation.
Aaron White was in big trouble. Could not get a handle toward a dribble or a pass. Now he's at the free throw line, knocking down a pair. Aaron White good from the stripe. In fact, White in this game, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. He's got 8 points, all of them at the line, and all of them just on 8 tries.
And you see a different type of press from Iowa. They're not trying to steal it. They're trying to shorten the game.
Nearing the 2-minute mark of the first half. We're playing a championship here at the Cancun Challenge. Early to the basket and to the free throw line. Foul goes against Aaron White. First foul for White.
Early doing a good job of working the baseline against the 3-2 matchup.
Anthony Early knocks it down. He'll go again. Early 3 of 3 from the line. Now 4 of 4. Shooting it well. 29-25. Iowa with a 4-point lead.
Another different look from Wichita State with their pressure.
Here's Armstead taking it away, running, passing, scoring is Early. 29-27. Here come the Shockers. Oglesby has definitely played well, but are you somewhat surprised that Mike Gasell, with those early 2 fouls, has not seen the court again?
No, when you have the lead and your philosophy is to sit players with 2 fouls, you let them rest, and then you try and win the second half.
Oglesby, yep, that's why I'm in. Threes all night long, baby.
Anthony Early saying to his coach, Greg Marshall, he was so deep, I didn't think he was going to shoot it.
How are you not going to play Josh Oglesby at this point? You got to play Gasell, your freshman. Armstead, the 3, coming back. And we've got 1 minute to go first half of this championship tilt. 32-30. Iowa up by 2.
Senior toughness, Malcolm Armstead.
For a cross. Iowa sets into motion on the offense. Trying to free Oglesby up again. He's hot. Wasabi. Olashani will grab it and get it back. With 2 seconds on the shot clock. My. Anthony Clemens beats the buzzer.
Who said you can't shoot it in a ballroom?
Both teams hoping to dance in March. Doing a little bit of that right now in the ballroom at Moon Palace. Under 10 seconds to go. 5-point lead for Iowa here in the first half. Early again. Oh. And that's going to take us to halftime. That 3, is that going to go too? In the first half for Anthony Early, who you talked about as an X factor before this game started, Coach.
Well, it's a good sign for the rest of the season with him starting to drill his 3-point shot, because he'll be able to open up the defense for Carl Hall inside.
Early 3 of 4 on threes and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Iowa breaks the huddle. Leading scorers in the game for Iowa, it's Oglesby with a dozen. Marble had 9, Aaron White 8, and those all came at the free throw line, and they came on 8 free throw tries. 100% in that first half for Aaron White. The team shot it pretty well. You talk about that tournament atmosphere, and one thing you see, 12 of 15 for 80% on free throws for Iowa, 11 of 14, 79% for Wichita State, knocking them down. The urgency that we need every point, you could feel it in that first half.
Absolutely, and I guarantee you that the scouting report is don't let Early have an open look.
To the floor, and a tie up. Ball's going to head down the other direction. The arrow pointing toward the Wichita State basket. Shockers wrestle away the possession. A chance to tie or take the lead.
It'll be an interesting first possession. Carl Hall, who sat most of the first half with 2 fouls. Do you try and run something early to give him a touch and get his feel for the game?
Mike Gasell back in there with Marble and McCabe, White and Woodbury. Got to imagine Oglesby's coming off that bench pretty quickly here in the second half. Armstead handles it early. Baker, Hall, and Wessel out there with 2 seconds to shoot. Wessel will do it. Missed a 3 early on the offensive glass over Woodbury. Got it on the elbow. Woodbury grabs a foul. Third foul for Woodbury.
Ill-advised foul. Don't foul the jump shooter. You have your hands straight up early, shooting it off balance. Don't bail him out, big fella.
7-1 freshman Adam Woodbury on the low right rebounding block. A sub waiting at the table. First one good, and Woodbury was gone before the shot even went to the basket. He took off, knew he was going away with his 3 fouls. Heading back to the bench, disappointing for the young man. Woodbury sits, and that brings back to the court Melson Basabi.
Big second half for Basabi yesterday. They're going to need it from him tonight.
Hustles for the loose rebound and gets it away to McCabe. Gasell. Showing off the handles. Armstead up to the challenge on D. Marble regains it and then drops a pass. Good entry into Basabi on the fly by Marble. Free throws. Two fouls for Cleanthony early. Each team has committed 1 in the second half. First try good for Melson Basabi. Did not visit the free throw line in the first half, Melson. But he gets a pair, and the free throw shooting continues to excel for Iowa. 14 of 17 from the stripe now, the Hawkeyes. Armstead finds Wessel wide open. Bounces it home. 3 is good for Evan Wessel.
The engineering major had the right angle on that shot.
There's an official stop to check the clock. The shot clock did not get reset, so they'll address that.
Evan Wessel is an engineering major, and watch him mark the trajectory, the right angle, and he gets a perfect shooter's bounce.
Evan Wessel, football recruit for Kansas, but chose Wichita State for basketball. The Barry Sanders High School Athlete of the Year, as named by the Greater Wichita Sports Commission. That's pretty cool to say you won something called Barry Sanders anything. Pretty cool to hit a 3 here in Cancun. Gasell, short, grabs his own board. Hall swats it out of there, out of bounds, and that'll be Iowa basketball. You know that shot there, the bouncing shot by Wessel reminds me. Take a look here at this last sequence.
Hall coming from the weak side, making sure Gasell doesn't get an easy one.
One of the fun opportunities here at the Moon Palace, there's a kids area called Wired, and they have one of those hoop shooting games called Hoop Frenzy, where you try to shoot baskets within a certain amount of time, and it's free. All the games in there are free, so you just keep pressing the start button. I played for about 50 minutes today trying to beat the high score.
How many did you make?
Most of my shots bounced like that, but did not go in. I did break the high score eventually, but that was when I climbed into the machine and just pounded it through the rim repeatedly because I was frustrated at not getting that thing reset. Traveling call, a turnover by Iowa. Now in the first half, Iowa turned it over 6 times, but 5 of those on steals. So the turnovers weren't necessarily travels and just sort of those dead giveaways. It was defense, tough defense by Wichita State that was forcing them in the first half.
Yeah, it was physical play, and when you have a young team like Iowa does, it can affect you.
Gooseneck drive to the basket and a score. Cleanthony early had to gooseneck it to regain it and puts it down. Iuno, he'll shoot the free throw.
Early is showing a variety of moves tonight. the three ball in the first half, but he can put it on the floor as well. And rotation is late by Basabe from the weak side, and early makes him pay.
Carl Hall checks out. Ahime Arupe in for Wichita State. For Iowa, it's Eric May into the game, replacing Zach McCabe. And here's Early at the line. 18 points, now 19 with the 2+1. Clay Anthony, 6 of 7 from the line, 3 threes in this game, 4 rebounds. You are sage and wise, Coach Z, for pointing him out as an X factor.
Well,
he's bearing fruit here in the championship.
He's making me look like John Wooden tonight.
May has it blocked. It's been a heavy shot block night for Arupe. Got another one. That's the first one outside. He's been up by the rim on the others.
Arupe played behind Garrett Stutz, the Missouri Valley Conference performer last year, getting an opportunity and making the most of it.
Good look by Wessel. Baker couldn't find his way to the basket. Now he'll miss the three with Baker, and May gets up for the rebound. Good board by the 6'5" senior Eric May. Cassell to a cutting Marble. Devin Marble missed it, and Early has the rebound.
Now credit the presence of Arupe. Marble changed his shot because Arupe was lurking in the dark.
Three on the way. That's well short for Early, but Armstead grabs the bouncing ball and knocks down the lefty three. Timeout, Iowa. Second opportunity pays off for Wichita in the form of 3
factor tonight because he gives them an offensive lift off the bench.
6-point lead for Wichita State, trailed by 2 at the half. Made quick work of that deficit, turned that into a positive.
Got a mismatch with Marble in the post. But Armstead does a good job defensively, preventing the pass.
7 seconds to shoot. Marble will work against the clock. And again, Arupe on the swat. Armstead floats it no good. Basabe's there for the rebound. Cassell runs, bounces a pass, and has it taken away. Trying for White. Running the other way, Demetric Williams. Armstead, good again from deep in Mexico.
Wichita State fans are going to say, who's Joe Ragland? Who, by the way, was the Missouri Valley All-Conference point guard last year, but Malcolm Armstead is filling those shoes.
That ball ends up in the hands of Basabe, and he's fouled. Wichita State moves out to a 9-point advantage.
Malcolm Armstead in transition. When he gets his feet set, it's lights out.
Hey, where you been?
9-point lead with 15:05 to go, second half. Championship game of the Cancun Challenge. The men's tournament winding down tonight with this championship contest on CBS Sports Network. The women take to the court here at Moon Palace starting tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The women's division featuring Wisconsin, Green Bay, James Madison, Minnesota, Missouri, Richmond, and the Shockers men's counterparts, the women, the basketball team from Wichita State. That's part of the reason the fan base is so large here. There was a charter that came down with both teams and some fans. Great trip for all those from and for Wichita State. Men's division. Tonight we're wrapping up a 4-team field. DePaul, Wichita State, Iowa, and Western Kentucky started, and it's down to Iowa and Wichita State for the championship. Basabe good on the first one. In the other 4-team pod that played out earlier in the day today, Austin Peay, Western Carolina, Howard, and Gardner-Webb. It was Gardner-Webb defeating Austin Peay for the championship of the Mayan division here at the Cancun Challenge. Thanks to all the teams, programs for making the trip down to Mexico. Offensive glass on the miss. It's May. Good work down low, and he's fouled.
Coach Greg Marshall not too happy with that offensive rebound given up. Thad, you mentioned Gardner-Webb. Look for them in March. They have a legitimate shot at winning the Big South Conference. They've already beaten DePaul on the road. They were up 20 at halftime against Iowa. This is a very well-coached team. Chris Holtzman's done a fantastic job down there in Boiling Springs.
Free throw good, and another on the way from May, and he got them both. As the senior Eric May ticks the scoreboard up to 40 points for Iowa, 46-40. Good job of earning a second free throw trip on that one time down the floor by May on the rebound and foul that he drew. Into the game is Jake White for Wichita State. Haven't seen him yet. He's in. Armstead saves it back in to Carl Hall and back to Armstead. Demetric Williams in there and to Cale Cotton for Wichita State. Armstead again. No good, but grabbed by White. Missed it. And the other White, Aaron, for Iowa with the rebound. Gasell, Marble, May, and Basabi on the court. There's a knockdown screen. Demetric Williams hits the floor, and Mike Gasell picks up his third personal foul.
This is a tough call for Mike Gasell. He was moving, yes. Is it a foul? No, it's a tough call. It's a bang-bang play. It's a tough call. It's picking up his third foul for Gasell.
That brings Josh Oglesby back on the court as Gasell takes a seat. Adam Woodbury still on the bench with his 3 fouls. Also, the freshmen both sitting with 3.
Well, the good news, if you're Hawkeye fans, Oglesby is back in the game.
Yep. Did a lot of great work in the first half. What a finish by Carl Hall. Fans go nuts. Circus shot completed. Marble trying to find his way to a drive. And after some trouble, he ends up fouled by Armstead.
You can see as Carl Hall establishes very good position against Basabi, and then off balance, but still able to convert.
2 fouls for Armstead. Drive and call it a dunk.
Demetric Williams got caught sleeping. Most dangerous player on the floor. The guy who inbounds the basketball. Very good read by Iowa, giving it back.
And now the poke away, Aaron White. Lost it up over the top, out of bounds. Wichita State basketball.
That I get the feel that whoever has the basketball last is going to win this game. There has been some great ebbs and flows in this game. This has, as we mentioned before, the feel of a game in March. And when the committee of the NCAA tournament looks at early season games, this will be a resume-building win for one of these two teams.
Williams got caught up in decision-making and double dribbled. Gave it back to Iowa.
Credit that to Eric May. He read the play. He paid attention to detail in the scouting report. Overplayed the passing lane and forced the turnover.
Now it's Marble. Off to White, who's open. And he'll hit the 3. And he pumps up his bench.
First three-pointer of the season for Aaron White. Couldn't have come at a bigger time.
Jake White wants to answer, but it'll fly off the iron into the hands of Oglesby, who gives to Marble. Good run here by Iowa, back within 3. Basabi missed the turnaround. Pace picking up again. We saw a 3-point flurry at the end of the first half. Energy is at a high right now, and a travel. Williams turns it over again. A couple of giveaways by Williams.
That Aaron White has been playing the 4 spot until this year. This year he's playing the 3, and he's going to get a few more outside looks. And you can see instead of a pick and roll, it's a pick and pop, and he delivers on it.
Fans picking up the intensity. White feeling good out there, but no space over Hall. Oglesby to Marble. Still 15 on the shot clock. Basabi gets it back from May to the rim and swatted out of there, and body foul down below. To the line, Melson Basabi.
Iowa does a great job of moving Arupe away from the basket by using Basabi as a screener. But Arupe never gives up on the play as he hustles back, gets the block. But unfortunately, got a little contact downstairs. Great hustle by the big guy, Arupe.
Second foul for Ahime Arupe, the senior from Nigeria. Triple Crown Sports proud to present the Cancun Challenge. From basketball to baseball to fast pitch to volleyball, treat your team right with destination locations, signature memories, professional staff. Youth teams, high school teams, and college teams. Get in the game at triplecrownsports.com. Basabi missed the second. Arupe there for the rebound. 48-46. Wichita State has the ball and the 2-point lead. Tightening up in the ballroom at Moon Palace. Baker missed it, asked for a foul call, but then had the ball flung back out to him. Got to get back to action. Cotton stays active and scores for Cale Cotton. That's a big possession right there by Cotton. Great work.
That's just pure hustle by Cotton. Reading the missed shot to get the offensive rebound on a save, and then finishing one-handed.
Double team out. Basabi rolls down. Up to Marble with 13 on the shot clock. McCabe tries a three. Bouncer won't go down for him, and it's Arupe on a scramble rebound. Talked about Triple Crown Sports presenting this Cancun Challenge, also the Women's NIT Championship game on Sunday, and we saw Xavier McDaniel's daughter, part of the winning North Carolina team, the old Wichita State All-American. There's Arupe on the score. What a game for the 7-footer out of Nigeria, Ahime Arupe. 52-46 Wichita State. And now a takeaway. Van Vliet bounces to Hall, creates some space, and creates 2+1.
Reward your big fella running the floor, Carl Hall, with a three-point opportunity.
From distressed
Xavier McDaniel's daughter, part of the winning North Carolina team, the old Wichita State All-American. There's Arupe on the score. What a game for the 7-footer out of Nigeria, Ahime Arupe. 52-46 Wichita State. And now a takeaway. Van Vliet bounces to Hall, creates some space, and creates 2+1.
Reward your big fella running the floor, Carl Hall, with a three-point opportunity.
From distressed to de-stressed on an ultimate all-inclusive getaway.
Or the Shockers, and at this point, Wichita State up to the 8-point advantage after the 2-point halftime deficit. They flipped that over, outscored the Hawkeyes by 10 here in the second half. 32% shooting for Iowa in this game, 10 of 31 from the floor. Good at the line and good on threes, but field goals not working out as well. 32% compared to 44% for Wichita State. Paul, the 2+1, that finishes off that and one from before the break. Carl Hall up to 7 points in the game. It's Armstead with 13 and Early with 19, leading all scorers in this game. Early, 12 for Oglesby and 11 for Aaron White for Iowa, the two players in double figures. Oglesby lobs. May flies, and the foul. Update for you in case you're wondering. Ahime Arupe, 4 blocks in this game and 6 rebounds. Big man doing great work down low.
Well, he certainly is, but that was an adjustment coming out of that timeout by Iowa. They pull Arupe away from the basket with White moving him out, and then a set play of backdoor by May.
May misses the first of 2 free throws. Fred Van Vliet just picked up his first foul. Wichita State has committed 6. The next foul sends Iowa to the line on bonus. And for Iowa, 4 fouls committed. 55-47. After May's make on 1 of 2. Now a foul into the front court. Baker tweaked an ankle. He's gingerly walking on that. Looks like that right ankle is giving him a little trouble. Josh Oglesby picks up his second. 5th foul committed by Iowa, and it's like a warning being issued to head coach Fran McCaffrey. Bench warning to stay inside the box. Not agreed with by Coach McCaffrey. Chess match on the sidelines.
Yeah, on this end, look for Wichita State to run something perhaps for Carl Hall. Try and get him isolated inside on White.
Cale Cotton snaps it inside the Hall. Travel. And it goes to Iowa. A smile on the face of Zach McCabe. He's talking that over with the official. Likes the call. McCabe, a junior from Sioux City, Iowa.
Arupe at the front of that press. That's a long arm lad right there.
Here's Baker reaching around on Aaron White. And White's been fantastic at the free throw line tonight. And that foul is the 7th, so just in time to the bonus to get Aaron White to the line. Good guy to have there. He's 8 of 8 on the night and 11 points total with 1-3 added to those 8 free throws. Wichita State brings back their go-to tonight, Anthony Early. He replaces Arupe. Perfection continues for Aaron White. Arupe out of the contest now, coach. Does that change Iowa's effort at the offensive end?
Well, I think you would normally have to go inside or try to, but you have Woodbury on the bench. So you can attack the rim a little bit more fearlessly with Arupe on the bench, but you still have Carl Hall in the back there.
Pat Ingram just checked in for Iowa. Here comes the run by Van Vliet. Carl Hall bangs off of McCabe, and it's a block. 2 free throws for Carl Hall. Three fouls for McCabe.
That both of these teams are very opportunistic in transition because all 5 guys can handle the basketball for both Iowa and Wichita State. You saw a situation right there where Hall catches it 15, 16 feet away from the basket, but is able to catch, put the ball on the floor, and draw the charge.
On Tour Destination Management Company, the official ground transportation provider for the Cancun Challenge. On Tour DMC offers unforgettable experiences that rock. Thank you, On Tour Destination Management Company, for moving everyone around here in Cancun, the airport to the resort and back. Saddest moment of the stay is that ride back to the airport when you have to leave Moon Palace. It's been a fun handful of days here. Coach Rich Zavosik is with me. I'm Thad Anderson. Coach, thanks for being with us again this year. Appreciate your trip down to Cancun.
It's been great basketball and great fun in between as well.
Oglesby had a huge first half. Quiet here in the second half. Woodbury's back in there. Van Vliet tried to take it. And we are now up to 8 fouls committed by Wichita State. Creeping toward the double bonus. Woodbury will shoot 1 and 1 on this trip, the lefty free throw shooter. Early and Cotton with Hall, Wessel and Van Vliet out there, and Arupe readying to check back in after a breather for the Shockers. Front end, got it. One more coming.
Woodbury, a part of that very good Sioux City, Iowa AAU program. And Mike Self played together, and we talked about it at the outset. Fran McCaffrey has been able to close the borders in the state of Iowa. Keep the best players home. He has done that with Gassell. He's done that with Woodbury, who spurned an offer from North Carolina to stay here and rebuild the Hawkeye program.
Armstead just checked back in with Arupe. Arupe tried to take early out of the game, and he had a look of confusion on his face early, and then it was Hall who left. Clay Anthony said, yeah, I should be in here. I'm having a night. 57-50. Wichita State up by 7, and they possess the basketball.
Got a mismatch on the perimeter with Woodbury trying to guard early, but there we go. We got a switch back.
Van Vliet dribbling, 5 seconds to shoot. Didn't get anywhere near a good look, and it's taken away. Good defense by the Hawkeyes. Marble wants to get it inside to the big man. It's locked out of bounds, and Arupe touched it last.
Woodbury does a good job running the floor. Needed a little bit better angle on that post pass.
For Wichita State, in comes Demetric Williams, replacing Fred Van Vliet. Senior replaces the freshman. Marble will inbound. Oglesby in the corner. Woodbury on the boards. Arupe on the block.
Woodbury, a solid move, but Arupe able to absorb the contact and block the shot.
Arupe on the glass. Nine-point lead for Wichita State. Woodbury, spinning shot will bound away. Trouble zone here for the Hawkeyes.
Arupe doing an excellent job forcing Woodbury away from the basket on that possession.
Arupe, the senior, working against the freshman Woodbury. Wessel, power move, missed it. May, good job of getting all the board. Couldn't corral it, got it into the hands of Marble. May, very aggressive tonight to the rim. And that was out on the floor. The foul charge to Wichita State. Wichita State winning the second half 26-15 to this point and leading 59-50, 7:43 left. Second half of our championship game of the Cancun Challenge. Well, it's the blocks by the Shocks. 8 blocks in this game.
So if you're a guard for Wichita State, you can pressure up because you know you have a Arupe and Early and Hall to erase your mistake. Arupe.
5 blocks for Hime Arupe, 1 for Carl Hall, 1 for Malcolm Armstead, and 1 for Shadrach Bluefield. 5 swats for Arupe along with his 8 boards.
It's hard to believe a guy like Hime Arupe did not play many minutes last year because they had a senior-laden squad led by Garrett Stutz in the middle, and all-Missouri Valley Conference player, but he's now getting an opportunity as a senior, and he is making the most of it, especially on a defensive end. That's how you can tell when a program has arrived at the national level. When you have depth and seniors who are ready to go when they're called upon.
Speaking of making the most of it, Eric May, now 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 9 points. Good work at the stripe by May. He's been aggressive to the rim tonight, and several times he's sent the free throw line on 5 fouls. Williams bounces to Cotton, to Hall. Up by 7.
Iowa shows a little 3-2 match in zone. Got to try and push the ball to the baseline, get in a gap, make 2-play-1.
Armstead decides to go with it on the 3. Woodbury swatted it. Armstead finds it in the corner. Hands to Early, who scores. Back to a 9-point game. That's the largest margin the game for the Shockers.
Wichita State has been quicker to the basketball in this second half, and it shows a 9-point lead.
Marble takes the handoff, gives it to May, to White, who's done his damage at the free throw line tonight as well with 10 for 10 shooting numbers from the free throw line. Aaron White. Gasell gets contact with 3 seconds on the shot clock. And Gasell will shoot. Make it 10 team fouls now for Wichita State.
Malcolm Armstead, the shooter, knows where the ball is coming out. And he is Johnny on the spot and dropped in this little pass to Earl for an easy finish.
First trip to the free throw line tonight for Mike Gasell. Hits the first. Third foul from Malcolm Armstead. And it was 10 team fouls for Wichita State. Nelson Basabi replaces Adam Woodbury. Gasell good again. Woodbury and Gasell not playing nearly as many minutes in this game tonight as would have been slated for Gasell. Just about right around 12 minutes played now, and we've burned through 34 of his minutes in this game. Woodbury's played 17 in the contest.
So again, Iowa staying in the matchup zone.
Running the shot clock down at 5 seconds. Williams out of bounds. Turnover by Wichita State. Their 10th turnover of the game, and 12 turnovers for Iowa. For comparison at this point on giveaways.
Very important now for Wichita State not to foul. Iowa is struggling to score in the last 15 minutes, so you don't want to give them easy opportunities at the foul line. Play solid defense without fouling.
Gasell bounces it lazily and is taken away by Cotton, who drives it, scores it, and he'll shoot it.
Little ticky-tack foul by Gasell. You're going to foul the shooter, you better make sure that he can't make it. Gets lazy, too long of an entry pass, and then that little swipe down, and Cotton strong enough to absorb the contact and make the finish.
Mike Gasell just checked out of the game, and he's getting some coaching on the sideline. In fact, both freshmen Woodbury and Gasell sitting beside each other, and Coach McCaffrey focusing all his energies for a couple of moments during the free throws on his freshmen.
Well, those two are the core of this building program that the Hawkeyes are under, and both are going to be excellent players in their Hawkeye careers.
Cotton is in a 2+1, and now it's Basabi early on glass on that miss. 21 points and 7 boards for Cleanthony Early. He wants to score. That's swatted out of there by Basabi, but picked up by Hall. Picked up again by Hall. May again. Impressive Eric May. He has been working hard among bigger bodies tonight.
This game is not for the faint of heart. You got to be strong when you go inside. Help comes over from Basabi. Hall unable to finish.
Carl Hall, 4 fouls committed. You see the double bonus under Iowa's score. That means Wichita State has committed 10 or more, so double bonus shooting for Iowa, and 7 fouls committed by Iowa. Wichita State will still be in a 1-on-1 shooting opportunity when they are fouled on non-shooting infractions. There's May again, doing what he does at the line.
Now May shot it 75% from the foul line a year ago, and shooting the same this year.
But surpassing that mark impressively tonight. He's got 10 points in this game and 5 rebounds Good hard work across the board, and he's 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Anthony Clemens will come on the court for Iowa. Oglesby checks out. Sabi and Clemens. May, Marble, and White for the Hawkeyes in the black uniforms. Williams to Armstead. Cotton in the backcourt with him. Arupe and Early up front for Wichita State. Cotton gimping around a little bit. Armstead, meanwhile, has his shot blocked out of bounds. White was there. Basabi was there on the defense. And Kate Cotton having a little trouble. I don't know if that's a twist or a cramp. But he's a little gimpy.
Doesn't seem to be bothering Coach Marshall. He's leaving him in there. Cotton's a tough kid. He'll fight his way through it.
Coach Big Marshall on the Shocker sideline just called a timeout. Didn't like the way that was transpiring, so a 30-second timeout.
Advance to NCAA tournament play.
Here comes the inbounds play from the Shockers. Their fans again rising to their feet, and that'll keep them on their feet. Another knocked down by Early. White cannot respond, but Basabi gets inside of Arupe and draws the foul. And Coach McCaffrey applauding that effort. Good job by his junior Melson Basabi. Clean up the offensive glass. 3 fouls now for Ahime Arupe, who has been an AD's honor roll member the last 4 semesters. In the books too is Arupe, along with hitting the blocks tonight. Shot blocker extraordinaire in this championship game.
He's one of 2 engineering majors in the starting lineup for Wichita State. Him and Evan Wessel.
Basabi hitting from the line, 66-58. Plenty of engineering to be done here in the ballroom. The bleachers get built, the floor gets assembled, the baskets get put up. This is the Galactic Ballroom of the Moon Palace Resort in Cancun, Mexico. It's Division I men's college basketball championship game of the Cancun Challenge. Wichita State with the 8-point advantage and nearing 4 minutes to play. Again, our wishes for a happy Thanksgiving for all of you out there preparing hopefully for a fun, long holiday weekend. Glad you could join us on CBS Sports Network. Thad Anderson and Rich Zavosik with you tonight. And again, our thanks to our crew. Demetric Williams, front iron, Early runs it down, runs it out of bounds. It'll be Iowa basketball. Our Mexico-based crew from Comtech. Thanks to all of our crew who've gotten the job done from here south of the border. And we want to thank Marty Carr, Andy Bach, Colette Chanks, Morgan Kramer, TJ McGinnis, all part of our domestic or U.S.-based crew that made the trip down here to Cancun. And we're going to adopt Federico Bobadilla, our technical director. We've actually given him citizenship now. Federico doing a nice job punching the buttons in the truck. So Rich will get you on the spot. There'll be an MVP team named and an all-star. So I'm going to make you pick out of this list of crew members. Who's your all-star? Who's your MVP from the crew? I'm going to make you commit.
You're not goading me into that one.
All right.
They all do a fantastic job, just as Marble did on that baseline drive.
Works around the defense of Arupe, which has been tough tonight. And it's a 6-point game. Wichita State, okay, slowing things down here for at least a moment. Armstead held it outside. Baker.
The matchup to watch is White on Early.
Early's going to try it. Arupe. Poke at it, but it flies into the hands of Anthony Clemens. Iowa down 6. 3 minutes to go. Championship game. Good offensive set developing here. Iowa making sure to set up something good. No need to rush. Execute your offense and play a little deep. Marble, tough shot. Arupe almost hauled it in, but instead Marble will fly back to the rim. Basabi, tough rebound. Iowa, multiple looks. They can't score. Early runs it. No basket. Offensive foul. Play Anthony Early.
This is a big call. Not only because of the charge, but more importantly, it took away the basket. Is he outside the lane? Yes. Is he set? Yes, he was set. But did he fall early? If the official calls the charge, takes away the basket.
So the basket's waved off. Arupe limping off over to the seats. We'll keep an eye on that situation. A key player in this game. Palace Resorts, an all-inclusive resort, present the all-inclusive play of the game. Coach, take us through it.
All-inclusive means intangibles. Keel Cott has. He hustles on the rebound. He comes back in and is able to finish on the one-handed drive. But that's what basketball is all about. Guys giving it out for their team.
66-60 as we take a breath. Wichita State with the lead of bonus to Wichita State. They can commit a couple and assign 1-1. So if they don't close this margin in the next minute and a half, they may have to force the Shockers into a win it at the line strategy.
Well, there's 2 points in the game that are most important to coaches. At the outset, which is your scouting report, and then at halftime, your halftime game adjustments. Iowa 7 for 8 from the three-point line first half, only 1 for 4 in the second half. Greg Marshall made the adjustments. His players fulfilled them.
And Iowa only 3 of 17 from the floor in the second half at 18%. 3 for 17. All flies for the rebound. Free throws, Iowa 18 of 22 in the second half. That's where they've managed to score the bulk of their points. Of their 25 points in the second half, 18 of those from the free throw strike for Iowa. Wichita State has hit 12 field goals, 12 of 30. 6 free throws mixed in there, 3 threes mixed. Inside it goes. Wichita State, well executed, using the clock and scoring the 2.
What fabulous court vision and basketball IQ by Malcolm Armstead.
May again into the lane. Missed it, but got it back and put it in. Eric May, impressive tonight. That basket brings it back to 6.
Or do you play the possession out and try and get one more hold before you go into a foul contest?
Wichita State inbound against full court pressure. The 6-point lead. 1:15 to go. Double team pressure on the ball. Westall's open the middle. Pulls it back out. Wichita State winning the paint battle. 28-6 points in the paint. Adam Woodbury has not been in for much of this game with some foul trouble and ineffectiveness. 17 minutes in the game. Again, 28 paint points for Wichita State and only 6 for the Hawkeyes.
Coach McCaffrey has played his hand. They're going to try and go for a steal in the backcourt, but if they don't get it, they will foul in the front court and make this a contest where Wichita State must make their foul shots to close it out.
McCabe and May, Oglesby and Marble, and White for Iowa with 1 minute left on the clock. 8 fouls committed by the Hawkeyes. Single bonus becomes 2. Armstead calmly hits 1 to get to the second. 69-62. Foul there was charged to Aaron White, just his second. This one no good, and White one-handed rebound, uncontested.
You don't need a 3 if you can get a quick, easy basket inside.
Good look inside. May reversed against the defense and missed it. And there's the foul at the baseline. Had everything they wanted, but May saw the pressure coming and thought it was better to go reverse side.
Well, that is hearing footsteps throughout the course of this game. Arupe and Hall have been flying in for block shots. May felt it, tried the reversal instead of taking the point-blank shot.
Anthony Early flying through on the right side of the rim. May reaching to the left side. Cale Cotton cashes in again on the front end of what will be the last single bonus of the night. Good work by Takale to maximize the point opportunities. That's what's online in that Cancun Challenge Champions Trophy. We'll travel back to either Wichita or Iowa City. Right now, it's looking at flights to Wichita, but hasn't booked quite yet. 70-62. Under 40 seconds to go. Oglesby steps around for three, missed it. And a push out by Armstead, so it's going to be a couple of free throws for Aaron White. About the best thing you could hope for on the short three try by Oglesby, if you're an Iowa fan.
Wichita State has to understand the time scoring situation. You're not playing against Iowa now, you're playing against the clock. You don't want to stop it with a foul. Box out on a long shot, rebound it, protect it, and make your free throws.
White misses that, leaves the game at an 8-point margin. Wichita State wins over Western Carolina and Howard in the domestic portion of the Cancun Challenge. And then a win over DePaul last night to access this championship game.
If you're Wichita State, you must run through the pass. Come to meet it. Don't stop short, giving the defense a chance to step in front. Be strong with it.
Anthony Early is fouled. He's one rebound away from a double-double, 23 points and 9 boards for Early. He's 6 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. 76% total as a team for Wichita State on free throw tries. They're hitting 76%. Iowa still at 80% from the stripe, but they've missed a couple here in the late stages that were needed.
It's going to be tough to decide who the MVP of this tournament is. Could it be Early? Could it be Armstead?
I'll leave the voting up to you.
I'll take the easy way out. I'll give it to both of them.
Co-MVPs. Co. Take it as deep as you have to. Early, 25 points. That's a new high for him. Had 21 earlier this season. Marble. Armstead took it away, and that's going to take it away. Hall. McCabe doesn't want to surrender easily. He'll foul to avoid the big finish by Hall. But now at 21.8 seconds on the clock, the Shockers fans think this trip just became even more fun.
You cannot hang the ball out in front of you when Malcolm Armstead is guarding you. He's got quick hands. He can take the hubcaps off a moving car as he did on that possession.
Not happy with that one? I like that you're grimacing.
Yeah, that's going back to my Brooklyn coaching days right there.
Probably a good training regimen. Did you use that with the squads in your 25 years of head coach coaching responsibilities? There's a knockdown. Hall, 73-63. Wichita State up by 10. Under 20 seconds left. Oglesby, too strong on the three. Could be showtime for Hall. Boom! Exclamation point. The champions of this Cancun Challenge for 2012. As Iowa winds the clock down, May, no good, and that will leave this game at a 12-point